reconcile accounts depending on which account you want to reconcile. In this case, we'll reconcile the checking account. You put a bank statement date in here. This is the date at the end of the month that you want to reconcile. So right now, if I look at this last reconcile date, it says I reconciled this account on 9/1, so chances are this was the October bank statement. I'm sorry, the August bank statement, and now we want to reconcile the September bank statement. So here I would put the statement date as 09/30/08, and then I would put the ending balance of that account. And I don't know exactly what the ending balance is because this is just a sample bank reconciliation. I'll put in 30,000 just for our purposes of demonstration here. And as with most bank reconciliations, you simply check off what is cleared the bank, or you can check off everything. And your out of balance amount needs to be researched, and you need to find why you're out of balance. And once you are reconciled here, you say reconciled, and if you are out of balance, it'll ask you what you want to do about it, and the proper way to do it is to find out why you are out of balance. And that could be for any number of reasons, including something that cleared the bank that never got posted into the check register, something that went into the check register incorrectly or the wrong dollar amount. So there could be a variance with what was entered in here and what was cleared in the bank. And you inadvertently mark something off as cleared that actually did not clear. So once you find out what your variance is, then you would be able to reconcile. And when you reconcile, it allows you to print out a reconciliation report. And then from that point on, the last reconciled date will be the most recent date you've just done. So in this case, it would be the 9/30 date, and you would not be out of balance. This amount here would be 0. Along those lines, we can skip to it. We can get to the report section here. If I wanted to find a prior month's reconciliation, I would go to the report section, look up banking, find reconciliation report, and I can customize that. And I would pick the particular account that I wanted to reconcile or have the reconciliation report for. Pick the statement ending date here. In this case, I'll put 9/1/08. And if I display it, I should be able to see my last reconciliation report and print that out. Next thing would be a transaction journal. Once again, here you would pick a particular date range, or if you know the particular date, you can just put the date in there, or if you know the ID, you can just put that in there as well. But this will show you all, in this case, disbursements, because I came directly from the spend money section, which is what disbursements are. And from here I can go to a particular date, or I can go to a particular ID number, and from there I can drill down and I can see what that transaction was. In this case, it's a check written to Craft Video Centers, and I can see that there were 2 applications for this, and I can drill down and see what those were, what those purchases were. And I can actually get right down to the purchaser's journal. And I know this was a bill that was entered in for Craft Video Centers in the amount of $349.50. If I wanted to find this other bill here, purchase number 40, I could certainly drill down and find that one and go to the purchaser's journal. And I know this was entered in as a bill in the amount of $3,593.10. And I can see what the description of that purchase was. Prepare bank deposit. The purpose of preparing a bank deposit is to combine all of your checks into one deposit amount, because on your bank reconciliation this one deposit amount will match what this bank statement says for any given day. So when you make a receive money transaction, or for that matter when you're in sales and you do a receive payment transaction, if your default is set to go to undeposited funds, then all those undeposited funds, cash receipts or deposits, will need to be grouped together to make the bank deposit. So for instance, if on 9/30 I have two cash receipts, one in the amount of $1,000 and the other in the amount of $850, when I take those two checks to the bank and make the deposit into the bank, my bank statement is going to show $1,850. If I didn't group these together and I did it separately and I posted these during the cash receipt process, if I posted these directly to the checking account, then in my ledger and in my bank reconciliation screen I will see the amount of $1,000 and $850, but on my bank statement will show $1,850. So it makes the reconciliation process easier if you combine these cash receipts in this fashion. And that's really a summary of the banking section in the command center. The next time we'll talk about the sales section and go into a little bit more detail about sales and especially receive payments.